Today's topic is consistency concept. What is the meaning of consistency? In a very layman style, it is continuing the same thing. Okay? The literal meaning is the condition or state always happening. We used to tell you in the class a number of times be consistent in your studies. Consistent means continue studying every day. Don't lose even a single day. Be consistent in your studies every day. Okay? And an example I can tell you Virat Kohli is a consistent player because he is very good in the past and maintaining the same level in the present and will be maintaining in the future. So he is called a consistent player. The most consistent player is Virat Kohli. Okay. So now this consistency, what it is doing in accounting, we will see that. We'll see first the definition, meaning what is consistency, then I'll explain you. Same set of accounting policies, rules or practices should be followed from one accounting period to another. What the consistency concept says, you have to follow the same set of accounting policies. என்ன அக்கௌண்டிங் பாலிசி நீங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட்டு யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்களோ ஒரு அக்கௌண்டிங் பீரியடில் அதையே ஒவ்வொரு அக்கௌண்டிங் பீரியட்லேயும் நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணியிருக்கணும். இட் இஸ் நாட் லைக் தட் ஒரு அக்கௌண்டிங் பீரியடில் ஒரு பாலிசியை யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க, நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் யூ ஆர் சேஞ்சிங் யுவர் பாலிசி. இட் ஷுட் நாட் பி லைக் தட். திஸ் இஸ் வாட் த கன்சிஸ்டன்சி concept says. Why we need a consistency concept in accounting? Because if we only follow the same accounting principles, then only the comparison will become easy and meaningful to government, investors and the public and others. Okay, so they can be able to compare the results of the business more meaningfully. Okay, I'll give an example. We have to follow the same method of stock valuation. Suppose we are using a valuation for stock. It is not in your accountancy subject, but I'll explain you so that you understand what is following the same method in every accounting year, and if we don't follow the same method every accounting period, what will happen. So stock valuation, there are three methods: FIFO, LIFO and weighted average method. FIFO means first in, first out. Okay, the item which comes first in will go first out. First out means will not be sold, it will go for production or it will go for selling, whatever it is. If it is a manufacturing concern, if we have bought some items, that first item what we bought will go for manufacturing. You'll be understanding, don't worry. I'll tell you. First, an example, I bought 50 items. Any item in a manufacturing concern, this will go into production unit, then it will got processed and the final product will be sold. Okay, we are taking it like that. So first we got 50 items. When I bought this in the month of say April, our accounting period is from April to March. So I bought it in the month of April, 50 items at the rate of 100. The amount is 5,000. The next, after 2 months in June, I bought again, the business has bought 70 items. That time the rate has become 120, so the amount becomes 8,400. Then an item, 100 was bought, the same item, at the rate of 150, it is 15,000. You know that in market, the rate of an item changes frequently. Even in a vegetable market, if you go, you may be getting tomatoes at the rate of rupees 20 per kg today. But after some time, if you go the next week, you may be getting it for 10, or sometime you may be getting it for 30 per kg. So same way in a factory when they buy at different periods, the rate will be different. Okay. So now here the total number of items bought is 220. Okay. So now these are all kept in stores. You may be understanding it is a go down, but in factories and all we call it as stores where we keep all these items. All these items will get mixed. They will not keep this separate, this separate, this separate, because all are same item. They are kept in together, and the total number of items lying there is 220, and this will be issued for production as and when required. Okay. So first he issued some 50, then he issued 70, the store's personnel for production, and then he issued 60. It is all assumption. So the total consumption, total number of items issued is 180 out of 220. How much is left out now? The balance is 40. So do you know this 40 item is from this or from this or from this? We do not know. So the question of valuation comes here. So when we are following the method of first in, first out, so we understand that the one which comes inside the stores first will go out first. So the total 180 goes, only the last item will be remaining in the stock. 50 has gone from this, and 70 has gone from this, and the 60 has gone from this 100. So balance is 40 is left out with us. So this has to be valued at the rate of 150. So what is our, it is the closing stock. So now this 40 will be valued because the rate bought was 150. So the value becomes 6,000. So the closing stock value has become 6,000. You understand? When we show this closing stock on the trading account, the more amount will be, your profit will be more. Second impact is, in the balance sheet, you will be showing the closing stock as an asset. So here we are showing it at the rate of 6,000. Now see here, the same number of item I have issued, but the company is following in the next year the LIFO method. LIFO. LIFO means last in, first out. Last one which has come first, last one which has come inside the factory will go to production or will go to sale first. So last one which has come in our example, the last one is 100 items. So if I issue any one, first this 100 items will be taken as if issued. So now again 180 is my consumption. So first 100 has gone from here, and 80, 70 has gone from here, 10 has gone from this. So remaining is closing stock is same, 40 numbers. So now the 40 numbers is of this value because my method is LIFO, last in, first out. So now what happens? The valuation of closing stock becomes 40 into 100 is becomes 4,000. Again see, when this amount goes to trading account, the profit will get affected. It will be a little bit less. And again it shows in the asset side closing stock as 4,000. This is also called as inventory. So see here, anyone studying your balance sheet, your financial position will get confused. Sometimes the inventory's value is 6,000 and the next year the same type of business is going on. So now the inventory value becomes less, so that the comparison becomes difficult and this comparison is not meaningful. So the consistency concept stress on that the same accounting policies, practices, rules must be followed from one accounting period to the other accounting period. So you understand why we have to follow the same accounting policies, because comparison becomes meaningful. Next one method, we can use two examples. Another one is depreciation method. If we use straight line method, our depreciation amount will be constant every year. This you know. If we use WDV method, written down value method, our depreciation amount will get decrease. Okay, again the book value of the asset will be different in different years. So now there may be one question, can I not, because we have told in the consistency concept that you have to follow the same accounting policies, procedures, rules from one accounting period to the other accounting period. Now the question arises, can I not change the method even when the market situation changes and it is a very long period, 20 years, I am continuing the same policies? Am I not allowed to change the policies? Yes, of course, you can change the policy, but under certain circumstances. There are three circumstances under which you can change the policy from one accounting period to the other accounting period. That is, the first condition is to comply with the law. Suppose there is a law, new law, you have to comply with that. You have to follow that law, so you can change the policy. Second one is to comply with the new accounting standards introduced by the ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So if a new accounting standard is issued, then you can change your method of valuation or depreciation or whatever it is. Okay, the policy can be changed. The last one is you to show, if you feel that we are not following a good practice, good policy, so that our business position is not showing a true and fair view of the business. In order to show a true or fair view of the business, you can change the policies. But again, changing the policy is not allowed every year. Every accounting year, don't say that I can change it, is not showing a true or fair view. After some amount of time, of course, you can change if it is not showing a true or fair view of the business, position of the business. And if you feel that, you can show it by adapting a next method or another method in a much better way. Okay, so every year we can't change, so that financial status are comparable year after year. Okay, I hope you understand. Thank you.